guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Khaki. My voice sounds like it's like an octave lower right now. I'm still recovering from a gnarly case of the crud, and I apologize. Thank God you can't catch it through the computer. So today, in the spirit of the new year, we're going to be talking about my detox routine. These are going to be 5 ways that I detox when I need to, and God knows, the holidays put upon us a lot of temptation, and most of us are not going to deprive ourselves of all of those fun indulgences. Why would you? And so the new year is a really good opportunity to put a lot better habits in place. So we're going to talk about all of those nice cleansing feelings today. Before we get started, take a second, check and see if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I know you want to. All right. Tenet number 1. This is actually how I kick off any detox, and that is obviously cutting out sugar and alcohol. What are the 2 biggest kryptonites of our holiday restraint? I am a sugarholic anyway. I'm definitely not that much of an alcoholic. I did not mean to go in that direction. I don't usually drink very much. I don't really like being drunk, and I don't like the consequences the next day. But the holidays are definitely an exception. You kind of want to get holly jolly with everybody else, and you know, there's the eggnog and there's the wine, and everybody's bringing bottles of wine over, and you're just like, oh, I think I'll just dabble, and then it's like, you know, that starts at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the end of the day, you're just like, I have no idea. It was a tornado of alcohol and sugar. Plus, I'm gluten intolerant, and so every time someone is so sweet to bring me my own dessert that I can have, not only do I really want it, but also I'm kind of obligated to have it because someone kind of went out of their way to make sure that I was included, and then I'm like, well, I gotta eat this cake. I mean, they got it for me. Not only, yes, are there calories in these foods or these substances, and that, you know, makes you gain weight, ostensibly, because we're not only eating a lot, we're really not doing a lot of moving around during the holidays. It's a lot of sitting still. It's kind of a perfect storm for putting on weight if you think about it like that, but also, and actually easier to overcome, quicker to overcome, is that sugar and alcohol are both pretty inflammatory in large amounts. And so you'll find that if you cut them out, probably the first thing that's going to happen is that you'll lose a lot of the inflammation that's just kind of causing you to bloat. You'll find that your pants fit better pretty quickly, and you'll lose just like a pound or 2 without really trying, not because you've actually burned fat, but because your body was just kind of like swollen. It doesn't matter if you have an allergy to it or anything like that, they're just inflammatory substances, and so if you can take that inflammation down a notch, it kind of gives you a nice little like kickstart to motivate you to keep kind of detoxing, because it just makes you feel good right out of the gate. For me, I just think about it like when I was a kid. My mom set really good boundaries for us as far as sugar was concerned. Like, it was always a treat, and of course we didn't have alcohol as kids, and so if you can just kind of return to that mindset of being like, man, I love having lots of energy, I love waking up in the morning and just kind of like looking forward to my day that doesn't have these like finish lines associated with them, like, hey, I get done with my day and I get a drink, or I get done with my dinner and I get a dessert. It's like, just don't think about it like that. Just go back to the way you were when you were a kid, and then you can kind of rewire everything again, because the holidays tend to just sort of like throw us all out of alignment. You're not the only one. Don't feel guilty. So the second thing that I do to start myself off on a good detox kick is to set aside some time in the evenings, and I do this kind of anyway, but to definitely make sure that I set aside some time in the evening for a good pamper routine. Any way you can think of, out with the old, in with the new. So for me, that means a bath with Epsom salts. Epsom salts actually reduce a ton of inflammation in your body on the inside and the outside, and a lot of times when we stop having bad habits that we've had for a little while, we don't feel that awesome right out of the gate. Like, sometimes it'll make you sniffly, it'll make you kind of have flu symptoms if you've been drinking a lot and you go off of that, or if you've been kind of like nasty with your diet, a lot of times if you go right back to being really good, everything will just sort of purge out of your skin all at once. And so that anti-inflammatory property of the Epsom salt can be super, super good for chilling your skin back out when it's freaking out, because I think that regardless of whether it's a positive change, our bodies just react to change sometimes in a really red flag kind of way. I really like the Dr. Teal's Epsom salts. You can get them in a lot of different flavors, but I prefer the lavender. But you can get them anywhere. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them at CVS, you can get them at HEB, like, they're everywhere. So highly, highly recommend. Very inexpensive way to really pamper yourself. I steer clear of bath bombs. I know that I have done bath bomb hauls on my channel before. I just don't find them to be very good in terms of detox. They are kind of really good if you want to get a yeast infection. Like, there's just fragrance and a lot of weird stuff in them, even if it's a Lush bath bomb and it's all natural, like your vagina just doesn't dig on that stuff. So be really careful with what you're soaking all of your body in all the time, and make sure that you're showering off afterwards. I even use like a wash afterwards from a hoo-ha. As for my mask situation, the best detox mask combo that I know of. Dude, this guy, this is the Glossier Mega Greens Galaxy Pack, and it's a clay mask, and so it just kind of like draws everything out. I find that the thicker a layer of it I put on, the better job it does. And then I will finish with this, and then I will put a little bit of tea tree oil on my zits, and they'll, you know, stop freaking out so darn much. And then I sleep in this. This is the Glam Glow Thirsty Mud, and it's a really quenching mask. It sort of dries down. You could wear it all day, not under makeup, but if you're having a no makeup day or something like that, it's invisible. If you put too much on, it gets kind of tacky, but if you just put like a thin layer on, you won't really notice that it's there, and you can sleep with it on, and it's awesome. Especially for winter skin, where you start to get cracks around here, or everything just starts to look exaggerated. This is fantastic for smoothing all those lines out. And it's mindless. You can just do it overnight and you wake up with a better face, and who doesn't want that? All right, the third way that I think is really helpful for a good detox is actually to detox from screens. Most of us are looking at computers all day long at our jobs. A lot of us come home, like me, and I'm looking at literally 2 screens right now. So in my downtime, I find that sometimes it's just best to read, or to do some yoga, or to meditate. Just take a little time for myself that doesn't focus on me staring at a screen or looking at social media. Even passively kind of comparing myself to people. I tend to set goals when I'm looking online. I just look at stuff and I'm just like, oh, that's something that I want to do. And then my brain gets full of all these weird non-priorities that I've just fabricated in the last 10 minutes. Like, Pinterest is poison. I really try and limit those times that I dedicate to that kind of stuff, because right now I am planning a wedding, and so yeah, Pinterest is kind of a necessity. You just need ideas. We're not all just event organizing geniuses, unfortunately. So yeah, that's part of my life, but I make sure that it's not something that I do just because I'm bored. It's something that I do as if it's a task that I need to complete. And then I like to just talk to my boyfriend, or hang out with my cat. Do something else besides stare at a screen or binge watch something or engage on social media or something like that in that free time, because it really can make a big difference. You don't realize how much you're doing it. Like, if you're standing in line, try just being bored. Like, don't look at your phone, just try being bored. It's kind of awesome. Like, people watching is awesome. I'm actually one of the last people, like, generations that grew up in a time before we had smartphones, and boredom used to be totally awesome. Do kids even play pretend anymore? I don't know. I just think it's kind of unhealthy, and so I think that it really helps me, at least, to put a practical detox along with my, like, internal detox. So number 4 is kind of 2 things. It is drinking a lot of water and sweating. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. You are just flushing things out of your system. You are sweating out whatever's in there, and you're putting new in, and it just gets that cycle going. It encourages everything to kind of turn over. Not to say that you're sweating toxins out. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea if you're sweating toxins out. It's just nice to get everything flowing. Get your blood flowing, get your sweat flowing, get everything flowing. And number 5 kind of goes without saying if you've done the first 4. If you're taking that time for yourself in the evening, and if you are not drinking and you're not eating a bunch of sugar, it's not going to throw off all of your circadian rhythms and everything, and if you are going out and kicking your butt and sweating every day, what's going to happen? You're going to have improved sleep. And that is so important. All these martyrs, I know, so many of my friends are like caffeine fiends, and they think that there's some kind of honor or glory in not having to sleep very many hours. And I don't know about you guys, but I need like 9 hours to really properly function. When I have to wake up for a flight at like 4 a.m., it fucks my whole day. Like, I feel like I'm hungover. It doesn't matter how much coffee I have. It doesn't matter if I like take a nap on the plane or something like that, which is like not a thing for me. And we don't realize a lot of times alcohol disrupts our sleep so much. We don't sleep as well. It feels like if you have a nightcap, it helps kind of like lull you to sleep, you know what I mean? It makes you kind of drowsy, but it actually it makes you sleep more poorly, and so you really do kind of wake up less rested, and over time that starts to really wear on you. A lot of us think that, well, you know, that means that I can function on that little sleep, or that I don't sleep that well anyway, so who cares, I'll just drink a lot of coffee. You maybe don't know how good it could be, and I encourage you to maybe try just kind of, you know, doing your routine a little bit earlier so that you get yourself in a groove where you're tuckered out a little bit earlier, and just start trying to move the needle back so that you get maybe an hour more sleep, and just see if it helps out. It really just helps all of our bodies heal, it helps our cells turn over, it helps our skin, and basically it just makes all of this stuff that we're constantly using, it gives it like 8 or 9 hours of just not doing anything. So if you think about it, like if you've got like, I don't know, a sore inside of your mouth, which we all get from like eating too many sweets and things like that, or if you've got a sore throat, or anything that kind of happens when you stay up too late, or you're just kind of running yourself, burning the candle at both ends, giving your body that time to not do anything for like 8 or 9 hours is so awesome. Your body's like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now you notice I did not say cut out caffeine. I'm not crazy. I'm ambitious, but I'm not crazy, okay? But yeah, guys, I hope that this was helpful. This is just how I kind of punctuate these times where I'm gonna decide to like start taking better care of myself. This is how I kind of kickstart those good feelings, because usually for most of the year, I'm pretty darn well behaved. It's the special occasions that we tend to make a lot of exceptions for ourselves. As long as I can get back in that groove, I can kind of stay there indefinitely for the most part. So these are the ways that I get back in that groove, and I hope that that helps you guys at least a little bit. And feel free to share down below how you guys do that, how you guys get back into a nice positive groove of better habits after you've kind of indulged during the holidays and things like that. If you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. I would super appreciate that. And if you guys want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. And thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!